Welcome to my before 1900s horror channel. We journey back to the shadowed centuries long before the modern world, to a time when fear traveled by candlelight and whispers carried through lonely villages. Our story takes us to rural France in 1764, where something unseen stalked the countryside and left an entire province trembling. This is not legend, not folklore, but a terror drawn from recorded history. A nightmare that walked on four legs and hunted without mercy. This is the chilling true account of Beast of Gévaudan, the real monster that preyed upon the people of pre-revolutionary France. Stay with us, dim the lights, and let us begin. 1764, Gevaudan, a mountainous region in France. The sound of a cold wind blowing over a foggy valley. There is no sign of life. The horizon is slowly moving. Fog rolls over the stones and dry grass. Something seems to be moving underground. The voice of a young woman, Marie-Jeanne Val. She is out grazing her cows. Suddenly, an unusual silence descends from the forest. The chirping of crickets suddenly stops. Marie-Jeanne notices that her cows have changed direction and are standing still. Two yellow eyes behind a thick bush. They are much higher than the height of a human eye. Still, cold and observant. The attack is not sudden. A shadow emerges from the bushes in front of Marie-Jeanne's eyes. It is not a dog, nor a wolf. Description: the animal has a reddish body, with a black stripe down its back. Her nails echo like words carved into stone. No bloodshed, just terror. Marie-Jeanne runs for her life. The sound of her footsteps echoes off the mountainside. The beast is not chasing her. It is as if it is only measuring her movements. Like a playground, screams from the village for help, but the screams are absorbed by the mountainside. The next day, the villagers have gathered at the edge of the forest with sticks and axes. Confusion and obvious fear are on the people's faces. They see strange footprints on the forest floor. The prints are long, the claws are deep, and do not match any known animal. The bells of the local church are ringing. The villagers are praying, but in their eyes there is more fear of the devil than of God. The church father is turning the pages of an old book. There is a description of the monster. His hand is shaking. The night is falling. Every house in the village is locked from the inside. Suddenly, a metallic grinding sound is heard from the fog. Description: the villagers' statements describe the appearance of the beast. Some say it is a lion, some say it is a dragon. The truth is elusive. News comes from the French court. King Louis XV has ordered his best hunters and dragoons to be sent. The sound of the heavy boots of the dragoons on the mountain road. The clang of their swords and guns. They think it is just an ordinary wolf. The leader of the dragoons enters the depths of the forest with his horse, but the forest does not welcome them. Scratches on the branches of the trees. The blood has dried and turned black. This blood is not animal, but human. The hunters are setting their traps. Fresh meat inside the hole. But the intelligence of the beast is greater than their calculations. Late at night, footsteps outside a tent. The hunter aims his gun, but no one is there. The next morning, one of the hunters is missing. His gun lies broken on the ground. There are no signs of a fight. The beast is not hunting, it is mocking the hunters. As if it understands human language. The villagers no longer go to the forest. Their cattle are behaving strangely in the barn. Panic is spreading like an epidemic. People refuse to go out alone. The leader of the hunting party is writing a letter to the king. His handwriting shows frustration and failure. They do not understand whether they are fighting a wolf or an ancient curse. Moonlight behind the mountain clouds. In that light, a long shadow is looking down from the mountaintop towards the village below. Silence returns again. This silence is the most terrifying, because everyone knows that the beast is waiting somewhere nearby. Captain Daneval of the Dragoon Army finds a dead body deep in the forest. The body is intact, but the head is missing. It does not seem to be the work of an animal. The hunters are examining the bushes with their heavy musket guns. They are startled by the sound of every dry leaf. It has started to rain. The sound of the rain drowns out all other sounds in the forest. This is the ideal time for the hunt, not the hunter. Danval notices that the beast is not only attacking the weak. It is attacking those who are alone. It understands discipline. The testimony of an old man in the village. He claims that the beast walked right in front of his eyes, but his dog did not make a sound. The silence of the dogs is the most frightening. Are they afraid, or have they recognized one of their own kind? Deneval's dogs suddenly stop barking in a certain direction in the forest. They hit at their master's feet with their tails tucked under their tails. In his second letter to the king, Danval admits, "This is not a wolf. This is something we have never seen before." At the Palace of Versailles, King Louis XV is furious. A small animal is embarrassing the French army. This is no longer just a hunt, it is a political crisis. The king decides to send his personal bodyguard, François Antoine. Antoine is a professional and ruthless assassin. Antoine arrives in Gevaudan. He despises Deneval's methods. He believes that only by surrounding the forest with a large number of people can the beast be caught. The common people of the village are now in a state of confusion. On one side are the king's soldiers, on the other the invisible terror of the forest. Who will they trust? Antoine is looking at some old sketches. He wonders if this is a foreign beast that has escaped from someone's cage. A farm is attacked at night. The guards fire, but they can't see anything in the darkness. Only the wind blows. In the morning, the solid wooden door of the farm is found to have been scratched open. No ordinary animal's claws can be that strong. Rumors are spreading that the beast is actually a man who transforms into a wolf at night. The fear of the Loup-Garou, or werewolf, is growing. People gather in the village church to repent. They begin to believe that this devil has been sent because of their sins. Antoine announces that he will smoke the caves in the mountains. He wants to suffocate the beast. Smoke comes out of the cave, but no beast comes out. Only a strange echo returns from the mountain cavity. Suddenly, news comes that a child has been taken from another village 3 miles away. Antoine's siege has also failed. The speed of the beast is incredible. Within hours of being seen in one village, it is attacking another village miles away. The entrance of a local hunter named Jean Chastel. He is mysterious and secretive. He claims that he knows how to kill the beast. Chastel is silver-plating his gun. Is this superstition, or does he know something that the others do not? Antoine dismisses Chastel as crazy. He starts a major forest clearing operation with his soldiers. A huge wolf is seen at one end of the forest. Antoine's soldiers open fire at once. The wolf falls. Antoine proudly draws a picture next to the dead wolf. He thinks the mystery has been solved. The wolf's body is sent to Paris. The king is happy. The newspapers announce, the terror of Gevaudan is over. But the villages of Gevaudan still have a strange sense of dread. People still do not dare to open their doors and windows. That very night, as Antoine receives the medal, the familiar screams are heard again in Gevaudan. This time an elderly woman is attacked. The darkness is deepening, because everyone understands that the animal that Antoine killed was not the real one. The real one is still lurking in the shadows of the forest. The king's declaration is proven false, and blood is shed again on the ground of Gevaudan. This time the attack was even more brutal. The dragoons have returned. Paris is celebrating. But the people of Gevaudan are now completely alone. They have no protector. The priest of the church declares, "The king has abandoned us, but the devil has not abandoned us." A kind of religious frenzy is spreading in the village. The peasants are no longer guarding with sticks, but with strange weapons that they have made themselves. Jean Chastel, this elusive hunter, is now the last hope of the village. There is no fear on his face, as if he knows who he is going to face. Chastel is sitting in a secluded corner of the forest, cleaning his gun. He decides to go hunting alone, without any group. June 1767. The 3-year horror has reached its climax. The air is heavy. Chastel sits with a Bible. He recites holy incantations and loads silver bullets into the barrel of his gun. A deep silence in the depths of the forest. Not even the sound of birdsong can be heard. Chastel sits motionless under a tree. Suddenly, a large shadow appears from behind the bushes. It is not running like a wolf. It is walking slowly, majestically. Description: the beast looks at Chastel. There is no growl, no aggressive posture. It seems to recognize him. Chastel fires. A single sound. The sound echoes off the mountain and fades away. When the smoke clears, the beast is seen slumped to the ground. It seems to have died without a fight. Chastel approached the animal's body. Its smell was unbearable. It was a wild smell that did not match any known animal. The villagers and a surgeon gathered to dissect the animal. It was the strangest autopsy in history. The surgeon noticed that the animal's jaw was unusually wide. Inside its stomach, part of a woman's skull was found. But the most mysterious thing was its skin. Although it looked like a dog, there was a kind of hard covering under its fur. The question arose, was it really an animal? Or had a man trained it to eat human flesh? The animal's body was preserved to be sent to the king, but the heat caused the body to decompose. When the body arrived at the palace of Versailles, the king ordered it to be burned before he could see it. No skeletons remained. No scientific tests could be conducted. A burning piece of history was reduced to ashes. The attack on Gevaudan stopped, but peace did not return. A deep wound remained in the hearts of the people. Jean Chastel was not given any hero's honor. He was rather viewed with suspicion. How did he kill it so easily? It was rumored that Chastel himself owned the animal. Did he use it to fulfill some secret revenge? If you go to Gevaudan today, you can still see those ancient rocky roads. The stones there still seem to retain that scream. According to modern scientists, it may have been a hyena brought from Africa. But could a hyena kill so many people alone? Another theory says that it was a prehistoric species that somehow survived on these mountains. But there is no evidence for this. The most terrifying theory is, it was not an animal. It was a man-made monster, the product of a twisted mind. From 1764 to 1767, more than 100 people lost their lives. But we still don't know who the killer was. The fog of Gevaudan still thickens occasionally. Locals say that those yellow eyes can still be seen through the fog. The documents have become old and yellow, but the children's hearts are still alive on every page. We think we have conquered the world with science and reason. But Gevaudan reminds us that there are aspects of nature that defy reason. Fear is about the unknown, what we cannot see, what we cannot understand. The Beast of Gévaudan is not a fairy tale. It is a real wound. A dark chapter in the history of France. Silence. On the screen, only the misty mountain scenery. The howling of the wind can be heard. The narrator's last words, "Don't go to the mountains when night falls." Because darkness is not always empty. The camera lens is gradually darkening. A wolf's howl is heard in the distance, or is it a human laugh? Only the text appears on the screen. 113 hunters recorded dead in Gevaudan. Darkness. No music. Only the soft sound of the wind. The scene ends. The mystery of Gevaudan remains unsolved to this day.
Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe for more horror.